Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to our channel once again. Yesterday, President William Samoei Ruto led the country in celebrating Madaraka Day. The event took place in Bungoma, but I noted something that caught my attention. The leadership from the Luhya community were never allowed, were not given the opportunity to address the nation. And I asked myself one simple question. Assuming this event was in Kisumu, and Raila Odinga, a man without portfolio, was in attendance, do you think he would have been denied the chance? The truth of the matter is that the organizers of that event would have incorporated Raila Odinga and allowed him to address the residents. It tells us something. But I don't want to get into that for now, because clearly William Samoei Ruto, who is the president and the UDA party leader, has also changed his strategy for 2027. In 2022, William Ruto's strategy was simple. Focus on the mountain, hold the mountain, add the votes from the mountain to those of Rift Valley, and then fight with Raila Odinga in some of his strongholds. But that has now changed. William Ruto's focus now is on the Luhya nation. Do you think William Ruto will succeed in winning the support of the Luhya nation? Because even before the main event, William Ruto had camped in the Luhya nation for 2 good days. And of course, even today, William Ruto is still in the Luhya nation. But Rigathi Gachagua never joined William Ruto in his tour of the Luhya nation. So yesterday, he joined the nation in marking the Madaraka Day celebration. And of course, as expected, Rigathi Gachagua, being number 2 in command, was expected to give a speech. I want us to analyze the speech by Rigathi Gachagua, because that speech by Rigathi Gachagua is telling us a lot. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money to Kenya at zero fee. They offer the best exchange rates in the market, and of course, the money will be delivered directly into your Mpesa account, Airtel money, or directly into your bank account. You can use my link to download the app on the pinned comment. Ladies and gentlemen, just like I've been telling you on this platform, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. If William Ruto had wanted Rigathi Gachagua to be part of his team in meeting with the Luhya leaders, he would have done that. But William Ruto decided to go there. Rigathi Gachagua was not there. In fact, yesterday after the Madaraka Day celebration, what happened? Rigathi Gachagua took a valuable flight directly to Laikipia, where he organized or he attended an event that has also caused serious political panic in William Ruto's camp, and I'm going to analyze that event later. But for now, I want us to focus on Rigathi Gachagua's speech yesterday. First of all, that speech by Rigathi Gachagua was very short. 3 minutes. In fact, I think it must have been less than 3 minutes. If the entire speech was like 3 minutes, some 10 seconds. But if you leave out the introduction part of it, that speech lasted less than 2 minutes. Yeah. So it was very, very brief. Why do you think Rigathi Gachagua decided to make that speech very brief?
Before the advent of Manchester United and Arsenal, we used to have a great contest in the 80s and the 90s between Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards. During that time, I was a keen fan of football. I was and remain a great supporter and fan of AFC Leopards. With those few remarks, please be upstanding and help me to usher in the President of the Republic of Kenya, President William Ruto. Mr. President.
The other thing that I noted was the fact that when Rigathi Gachagua was introducing the leaders present, which is protocol, at some point he talked of William Ruto, cabinet secretaries, then he mentioned prime cabinet secretary after the cabinet secretaries. I don't know whether it was by omission or it was deliberate, but Rigathi Gachagua is a former DO. And the fact that he mentioned Mudavadi after the cabinet secretaries. Of course, Musalia Mudavadi is also a cabinet secretary. So is it possible that Rigathi Gachagua wanted to tell Kenyans that the office of the prime cabinet secretary does not exist in our constitution? Because I would have expected Musalia Mudavadi to be immediately after, for example, the president. Of course, it's a small matter, but in politics, it means a lot. In fact, most Kenyans actually noted that.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of our Defense Forces, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, the Governor of Bungoma County, my friend and college mate, Kenneth Makelo Lusaka, aka Makwiny, the short man from Kamkuya, Cabinet Secretaries present, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Speakers of the two Houses, the Chief of Defense Forces, and the Service Commanders, the people of Goma Hamjambu, Bungoma Hui.
Now let us get now into the main speech. After introducing those leaders, Rigathi Gachagua made the speech very short, very clear, and precise. Rigathi Gachagua actually confined himself to inviting the president to address his people. For me, that is very, very important.
Your Excellency, I'll be very brief because my role in this great county of Bungoma, in the heart of Mlembe Nation, is to usher you to talk to the people of Kenya. But let me say, Your Excellency, you are the vision carrier of our administration, and those of us you have given the privilege to serve under you remain committed and focused to assist you in the transformation of our great republic so that the people of Kenya have better lives and the improvement of our economic fortunes.
No, that is Rigiji. Very short, precise, and to the point. What do you think has changed? Because we've been in this country when William Ruto was the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. What do you think would have happened if this was Ruto given the chance to invite Uhuru Kenyatta? Even Rigathi Gachagua previously, he would have taken like 15 minutes to speak. This time round, he spoke nothing. Why? For me, I'm coming to only 3 conclusions from Rigathi Gachagua's speech. Number 1 is that Rigathi Gachagua is rebranding. And part of Rigathi Gachagua's rebranding is that he's speaking less. In fact, some few weeks ago, Rigathi Gachagua told Kenyans, you remember the day Rigathi Gachagua disappeared and then he appeared in some church. He told Kenyans that for the last 10 months, for those who've been following him, he's been speaking less, but listening more. So I think as part of his rebranding strategy, he has been advised that wherever you go and the president is there, please confine yourself to only inviting the president, maybe greeting people, acknowledging those present, and invite the president. Make the president comfortable with you. So that's exactly what happened there. The second thing I'm learning from this is that Rigathi Gachagua probably has learned that he should not be the one to articulate government policies in the presence of the president. And I remember there's a gentleman called Ndugu Francis Atwoli who once offered unsolicited advice to William Ruto when William Ruto was the deputy president. That William Ruto needed to go and to the former president, Dennis Orotich Moi, just for 5 minutes lecture, so that he could learn on how to manage sitting presidents, talking less, not articulating government policies. I think Rigathi Gachagua has literally taken this upon himself and is implementing.
Tell you, this is historical. It has not started with President Uhuru. And I was the first person to go back to your clips to advise the deputy president to have a minute with the retired president, President Daniel Troitich Arap Moi, so that Moi would have given him a lecture of 5 minutes as per how he ascended to power when he was a vice president. He's the only first vice president in the Republic of Kenya to ascend to power after the death of our founding father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. And Moi knew, even if he was representing President Jomo Kenyatta in all AU meetings in Africa, Kenyatta used not to fly, Kenyatta used not to go out. But when he comes back, and Mzee Kenyatta is at Thingirawa Iregi Nakuru, with the former provincial police officer Mungai, the director of CID Mr. Nderi, and Mbiu Mwana wa Koinange, and Mungai, who was the foreign affairs minister, President Moi would not be allowed to go there. He stopped at the door at the first gate and he goes home. The following day, he could not complain to Kenyatta that your people chased me away. He went, he removed his pencil, he counted years of the old man and his, and then he persevered. Until when he finished his term, when his time of ascending to power came. When he was introducing him in any rally, he could hardly take 2 minutes. He says, Your Excellency, this is your meeting. I'm only 2 minutes, address your people. But you are my deputy in a public rally. You want to articulate government policies. You want to go and preside over functions of government, opening up of roads, as if you are the head of, and the head of state is there. Even mentioning the cost of road A to B will cost. Who is leading? We don't have 2 presidents. You wouldn't be happy even if you are self in that seat.
Number 3, Rigathi Gachagua also, in my view, didn't want to talk politics. Because remember, it is the president who was going to talk after him. And we've been witnessing some fallout between them for the past few weeks. So what do you think Rigathi Gachagua was going to say if he had to say politics? Of course, that was going to create a lot more problems for him. Because remember, even the fact that he spoke very briefly, William Ruto still had to find a way of dragging Rigathi Gachagua into the mud.
And going into the future, I want to promise the people of Kenya that we will not let you down. We will never go back to the politics of ethnicity. We will never go back to the politics of personalities. We will never go back to the politics that people are not in the center. I want to assure you that we will work hard to make sure that our politics is focused on an agenda of developing Kenya. That we are going to make sure that we deal with the challenge of corruption, wasteful spending, and unnecessary use of public resources.
So I want to conclude that the Rigathi Gachagua we are seeing today is totally a different Rigathi Gachagua from the one we are used to. Rigathi Gachagua is busy rebranding and consolidating the mountain. We should be watching Rigathi Gachagua's move after consolidating the mountain. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.